line of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, High Court dismisses Jeremy Enriquez's application for interim relief ahead of general elections. After 10 days of being missing, the body of Carlos Casanova is found in Orange Walk. And Northern sugar industry faces grinding halt amid crop challenges. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, February 18th, 2025.
Escape to paradise. Centaur is giving you the chance to win an unforgettable getaway at the breathtaking Orchid Bay Resort. Picture this: a stunning beach and a relaxing poolside retreat. One lucky winner will enjoy an overnight stay for two, plus a delicious breakfast, all courtesy of Orchid Bay Resort. How to enter? Sign up for any Centaur service or stay up to date with your payments for a chance to win. Live raffle draw on April 16th on the Despierta Belice show. Enter now to win with Centaur.
For 4 years, the office of the Prime Minister has had a real leader, and the difference is clear. Belize has proudly established itself as a leader in CARICOM, in SICA, and on the world stage. When the nation speaks on issues of global importance, we are now heard and respected. Belize now receives exceptional reviews from international financial institutions like the IDB, CDB, the World Bank, and others. Our relationships and strong bonds regionally and globally with Mexico, the US, UK, European Union, and even new partners like Saudi Arabia have been forged through respect, integrity, trust, and a commitment to foster sustainable development of our people and country. True leadership in the office of the Prime Minister for 4 years, and the work continues. We move forward always.
Good evening. With your newscast, also simulcast and Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Carmelita Perez. In a significant ruling today, the High Court dismissed the application for interim relief submitted by Jeremy Enriquez and two others in their redistricting case as it pertains to the upcoming general election. Justice Tawanda Hondoura delivered the verdict, raising critical concerns regarding the legal processes involved in the case. In his ruling, Justice Hondoura instructed Senior Counsel Anad Ramlogan to provide a comprehensive explanation to the court's registrar within 2 days. This explanation is to clarify several procedural matters in the case. As mentioned, this should clarify several procedure matters in the case. The explanation is to clarify whether Ramlogan operates a legal practice in Belize and his professional arrangements with Esteban Pereira and Company LLP related to these proceedings. The court also requires detailed reasons for any non-disclosure related to these matters. Moreover, Justice Hondoura emphasized the necessity for transparency by ordering Ramlogan to elucidate the processes involved in drafting and filing all relevant legal documents in this case. He specifically noted the expected roles of all parties involved, as well as requiring an explanation concerning the use of template digital signatures attributed to Enriquez. The court's concerns extended to the nature of Enriquez's filing, which it criticized for being excessively lengthy and more reminiscent of a skeleton argument than Swinsit legal submissions. Despite Ramlogan SC representing Enriquez alone, he sought costs for 2 counsels, raising eyebrows in the courtroom over the transparency of such requests. In addition to these mandates, the High Court has ordered both parties to submit further written arguments regarding costs by Monday, February 24, 2025. Today, when talking to the media, Jeremy Enriquez indicated that the decision will be appealed.
It is something that we need to do in order to ensure that we have a clear balance in our electoral divisions.
But you all entered this asking for the interim relief of really stopping the election train, which is already in process. Are all hopes of that now dashed?
Well, as you will note, that we had not, contrary to what is repeated over and over, that we brought this at the last minute. We were, in a sense, gentlemanly, in which we sent a pre-action letter to advise the Prime Minister that if elections are called before the redistricting, we would consider it unconstitutional and unlawful. And we sent letter to the Governor General, we sent letter to the Attorney General to express those same views, that it would subject the citizenry to an unlawful election if the status quo remains. And unfortunately, elections were still called, even though we had sent our concerns ahead of time. Prior to that, the Belize Peace Movement over the years was also asking the government to do what is right in line with the Constitution before elections, but they went ahead and called elections. And so I think it is a breach of our democracy, and we are calling on the government to make that right.
So now,
Enriquez told reporters he also disagrees with the court's criticism in terms of the timing of the filing.
This is not something that we just came up with. The Belize Peace Movement was also doing their part of it, and so therefore I was in a sense supporting them in that process, and until I decided that we could also bring another case to stop the election from happening. So it was not a wait for the last moment. We over and over asked the government, the Belize Peace Movement being one of the concerned citizens, to do that. The government did not listen. They just kept promising and promising, as had happened before the 2020 election.
Of note is that the court's directives are intended to eliminate ambiguities and ensure that the legal framework governing the election remains robust and transparent, something which Prime Minister John Briceño says his government abided by when setting the election date.
Have led to significant.
I don't think so. And I don't think so simply because they follow the law. It is the right of the Prime Minister to call an election whenever they want. And there's never been a case where the Prime Minister will give notice, I plan to give notice, And I believe that what has happened is that the Elections and Boundaries Commission did present a recommendation for redistricting, but it would have been rejected. Both parties felt that it was not done properly. And more importantly, we want to ensure that whatever we bring to the House would not be challenged. The way it was, if we would have passed that, I am sure it would have going to be challenged, and quite likely the courts would not have supported what was presented. So for me and for us as a government, we felt that it was important to do it properly. We followed the process. We went to the House for first reading. It has gone in the House Committee, but for one reason or the other, the House Committee did not finish its proper consultations to bring it for second and third reading.
While the court dismissed the application for interim relief submitted by Jeremy Enriquez and 2 others in their redistricting case, The Belize Peace Movement, BPM, is urging the High Court to expedite its hearing on a crucial legal challenge related to alleged electoral malappropriation, warning that the upcoming general election planned for March 12, 2024 could become unconstitutional if timely action is not taken. The case, known as Claim 730 of 2024, was filed in the High Court on November 21, 2023. BPM argues that proceeding with the election without rectifying the discrepancies in electoral divisions could violate the Constitution of Belize, undermining the fundamental rights of citizens to equal protection under the law. The organization asserts that failing to address these issues could perpetuate unfair representation for Belizeans for an additional 5 years, exacerbating existing disparities. A key component of the BPM's argument is that electoral malappropriation, which distorts the intended balance of voter representation, poses a significant threat to Belize's democratic integrity. They fear that holding elections under such conditions could lead to constitutional injustices, undermining the government's credibility and alter the foundational principles of Belize's political system. The High Court has instructed both the claimants and defendants to outline their legal positions by January 13, 2025, to ascertain whether the case has already been legally settled, a doctrine known as res judicata, and to discuss the associated costs. Both parties have complied with the court's directive, but a ruling is still pending. Earlier today, claimants Rudy Wade, Paul Morgan, and Giovanni Della Fuente addressed the media alongside their attorney Sharon Pitts. They voiced their concerns regarding the lack of progress in securing an expedited hearing for their case.
The schedule to ROPA, where the constituencies or political divisions for the purpose of the poll or pollings are an inconsistent and in flagrant violation of the Constitution. ROPA is null, and representation of the People's Act is null and void. That is our view. What we seek, I represent these gentlemen who have gone, compatriots, before the courts of Belize to seek with clarity that answer. Of course, respectfully, we all understand that the court, by tradition, convention, and the very what makes a court protected and sacrosanct is that the court is not expected and will never descend into the well of public opinion. It is for citizens, affected, aggrieved people, or a person to approach the court and bring matters to the court and continue before the court. That is the rule of law, and that is what is sacrosanct in our history. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Paul Morgan, one of the claimants, expressed his frustration with the court's slow pace, emphasizing the potential consequences if the elections proceed without redistricting. For him, the results could be deemed unconstitutional.
Whether or not we've heard from the court, the answer is no. And I will be brave to say at this point that that is not right. I believe that by now we should have heard from the court, because the court knows well that this is an urgent matter. So take from that what you may. The second question is, what do we tell the Belizean people? We ask not only the Belizean people, but the press, to begin to understand what is happening with our rights. It is more than the executive breaching the Constitution. It is more, I'm more afraid that it is the tolerance that we don't have a backdrop. I would like to challenge the people of Belize and the press to learn more about what we're doing here. We understand, we believe that the politicians have our back. Honestly, they know that we don't know. So that is why they're doing what they're doing now. The more dangerous part of it is that we might not have protection. And this is me personally. I believe the courts should stick to should be true to its mandate to defend us. And if the court does not defend us, then we have a broken constitution. Elections and Boundaries Commission is not a body that has unfettered power. Not. Its power is limited by the Constitution. Neither is the Prime Minister. He doesn't have unfettered power. Our Constitution is the supreme law of Belize, not Parliament. So if there is a situation where the court issues that declaration that says Schedule 1 is bad, Elections and Boundaries is a defendant. It can only run elections on legal and legally sound Schedule 1.
Claimant Rudy Wade echoed the sentiments of his colleagues.
But what I'm involved in is 7/30 of 2024, right? And as a Belizean, a voter, a taxpayer, and one who had contested election and is going to contest an election, it affects me dearly. And hence the reason why I'm so passionate, right, to see that redistricting is being done. So far, it's only me. We have held, this administration had held 2 illegal elections already, in my personal view. And another one, if he holds another, it's going to be illegal anyway, but he has the power and the mandate to call an election, right? But the thing is, right, that all we are asking for is for make it equal, man, right? If you have an area that have 2,000 people, 3,000 people, and you have areas that have 10,000, 9,000, where is the equal, right? So any right-thinking person would do the right thing. And as for our request to the court, all we are asking for is, hear us out, right? This Prime Minister is hell-bent on conducting another illegal election. I mean, if he does that, well then, again, he will be prostituting our Constitution.
As the date for the election draws closer, all eyes will be on the courts as they decide whether to force a redistricting exercise. The sugarcane crop season has been ongoing for around 8 weeks since starting in late December of last year. But with the constant changing in weather conditions, the northern industry is in serious trouble as it has had to make several stops in grinding, with the expectation being that the mill will be forced to stop grinding for close to 10 days. Chairman of the Sugar Industry Control Board, Marcos Osorio, following a meeting with stakeholders this afternoon, confirmed that grinding is expected to be halted at 6 tomorrow morning, Wednesday, and will remain offline for at least the next week. This stoppage, according to Osorio, is necessary as the mill simply doesn't have enough supply to keep going.
Dada la situación de que se ha tenido que estar bajando la tasa de molienda debido a la situación del clima, la calidad de caña, entonces lo que ha estado sucediendo desde el inicio de zafra es que se ha estado consumiendo más bagazo de lo que se está produciendo debido a la calidad del bagazo que está saliendo porque que lleva mucho lodo, ¿verdad? Entonces, a raíz de eso y que baja la molienda y hemos tenido algunas dos a tres paradas, cada reinicio o cada inicio de arrancar los boilers se ocupa, de acuerdo al ingenio, se ocupa por ahí de 800 toneladas de bagazo para poder volver a calentar esos boilers y poder iniciar molienda. Entonces, en este momento, la preocupación del ingenio, y ayer tuvimos una plática por teléfono con la gente del ingenio, ayer por la tarde, y nos indicaban de que ya empezaron lo que tenían como reserva para cualquier eventualidad en cuanto a bagazo, ya empezaron a usar parte de ese bagazo, de ese stock de bagazo, y la preocupación es que dada la situación del clima que sufrimos el fin de semana, la situación de calidad, los porcentajes de lodo, es muy probable que van a seguir teniendo que jalar el bagazo de esa reserva, y cuando bajemos a menos de 800 toneladas estaríamos en un riesgo, o sea, de toda la zafra, debido a que una vez que se consuma el bagazo y por cualquier eventualidad tengamos que hacer una parada, ya no va a haber material para poder iniciar. Entonces, lo que hizo el ingenio, inició a hacer el día de ayer, o creo que antes, es empezar a traer chippings de madera y para aumentar volumen, para compensar y no tener que estar usando 100% bagazo, con el objetivo de proteger ese volumen de bagazo que se ocupa por cualquier emergencia.
Since the start of the crop, the quality of cane being delivered to the mill, according to Osorio, has been poor, which undoubtedly will cause a major burden on the final payment to farmers.
Digamos, entre 7 a 10 días estaríamos perdiendo la entrega de no menos de unas 50,000 toneladas. Entonces, eso sí va a impactar, pero si hacemos todos el esfuerzo, todos cooperamos, todos colaboramos, cuando volvamos a iniciar, mejorar las prácticas de cosecha, mejorar la quema, hacer el bulteo y buscar, o sea, una de las dificultades grandes es debido al clima, el cañero, para no perder entrega, y puede llegar a una planta que aún tiene 8 o 9 meses, es ahí donde entra a sacar para que no pierda esa oportunidad de entregar sus toneladas. Pero eso nos está afectando, o sea, está complicando más la situación que tenemos. Entonces, viéndolo de dos ángulos, uno sí nos va a impactar, viendo hacia fin de zafra, porque no sabemos qué nos depara el clima buscando mayo en adelante. Y también es importante mencionar de que el pronóstico de tiempo seco, se estima que solo tendríamos por ahí de 6 a 8 semanas. Entonces tenemos que maximizar en cuanto a calidad en esas semanas cuando tenemos las mejores condiciones para tratar de amortiguar las pérdidas que hemos estado sufriendo ya en el curso de lo que vamos de la zafra. Entonces, nos conviene a todos de mejorar, y quiero decir esto, Cami, al aire, de que el cañero parece que se olvidó de la situación de calidad, porque la caña que llega al ingenio es pésimo. Llega cañas al ingenio que parece que es caña cortado para sembrar, semilla, con toda la punta, y hemos llegado al extremo que no se quita ni la punta de la caña. Entonces, tenemos que, este paro es para reflexionar, para que todos reflexionemos, ver la situación de calidad que tenemos, y si queremos continuar así, pues al final del día no culpemos a nadie de cuando veamos el pago por tonelada que le corresponde al cañero, porque es el mismo cañero que está contribuyendo a eso.
In the last week of production, the mill has also received a large quantity of mud, which has significantly affected the overall quality of the cane being delivered.
Habíamos producido más lodo que azúcar. Estábamos 15,000 toneladas de lodo ya se habían sacado del ingenio y la producción de azúcar andaba en 12,000 toneladas. Ese es para que veamos que la situación del lodo es una situación bien complicada y todo eso afecta porque el lodo amarra el azúcar, entonces estamos perdiendo azúcar en el lodo. El lodo se amarra en el bagazo, entonces ahí perdemos otra cantidad de azúcar. Entonces estamos perdiendo hasta el momento por ahí de 4 puntos en cuanto de pol, o sea, de azúcar, 4 puntos porque se mide en porcentaje de azúcar en la caña. Entra la caña con un pol de 12 y el producto final es 8. Quiere decir que estamos perdiendo 4 puntos. Normalmente en una zafra, ante buenas condiciones de calidad de caña, etcétera, se pierde, normalmente es un estándar, podemos estar perdiendo más o menos lo máximo 1.5. Hoy estamos perdiendo más de 4 puntos. Y eso es a raíz de la situación de la calidad de la caña por la plaga y las cantidades de lodo que se están yendo en la caña.
Exacto. And if weather conditions and high percentage of mud delivered to the factory was not enough, another major issue affecting the industry, according to Osorio, is the presence of fusarium, which farmers are currently not treating with the seriousness it warrants.
Si no hacemos, si seguimos cosechando sin mirar atrás y iniciar a hacer las intervenciones que tenemos de aplicar los agentes biológicos y tomar las medidas sanitarias que se ocupan, si no hacemos nada, estamos poniendo en riesgo toda la industria y posiblemente si continuamos así, de ahora a 3 años posiblemente ya no tengamos la industria azucarera que provee para por ahí de 87,000 ciudadanos en el norte del país y todo el país y comprometemos la vida de todos, ¿verdad? Exacto. Así que la responsabilidad está en los hombros de los cañeros, de los líderes, el gobierno también juega un papel en todo esto, así que tenemos que, CIRDI, por ejemplo, ha estado haciendo su parte de estar informando qué medidas necesitamos tomar. Sabemos que es un costo adicional, pero si no, es una situación de que si lo hacemos o no lo hacemos, y si no lo hacemos, arriesgar la industria de ahora a 3 años.
With the stoppage expected for several days, farmers are advised to deliver any cane that has been harvested to avoid additional losses.
Telling them, for all those that still have a load or so of cane on the field, to make every effort to load that cane today and get it to the mill by tonight, because the canes are already at the queue will barely take milling to around 6 in the morning. And if at 6 in the morning there is no more cane for delivery, when the mill stops taking in, well, it will stop taking cane, it will liquidate, and that will be it. The mill will be shut down. So for all those that still have one more load of cane, that to make every effort to load it and get it to the mill, even if it's in the early hours of tomorrow. Beyond 6 or 7 in the morning, there is the risk that any other truck that arrives after that time, that they will not be able to deliver. So if the situation is one where they would not be able to load between now and tonight to get that cane to the mill, better not load and leave that cane on the field. It's so that they do not incur further expenses. So that's the decision. The milling will restart at 5. The mill had proposed at 7 p.m. We agreed that it will start 2 hours earlier, and whenever the last load of cane is delivered, that will be the end and the mill will shut down after.
Coming up next, EBC allows Shine Barrow and Tracy Panton to share UDP red in upcoming elections. Stay tuned.
Escape to paradise. Centaur is giving you the chance to win an unforgettable getaway at the breathtaking Orchid Bay Resort. Picture this: a stunning beach and a relaxing poolside retreat. One lucky winner will enjoy an overnight stay for two, plus a delicious breakfast, all courtesy of Orchid Bay Resort. How to enter? Sign up for any Centaur service or stay up to date with your payments for a chance to win. Live raffle draw on April 16th on Despierta Belize show. Enter now to win with Centaur.
Nation building is a task for giants. Your People's United Party government is strong, united, and committed to building Belize. In just 4 years, this government has reduced the poverty level from 52% to 26%. That is a fact. We have provided financial and technical assistance to small farmers. We have invested in our productive sectors to create more employment. We have re-energized stagnant industries, and we have supported new and innovative agriculture ventures like honey and frozen pulp. By creating training, assistance, and markets through continuous investment in our people, we enable them to build a better life for themselves and for their families. This government is putting in the work, rebuilding the economy, growing the nation, developing our people. Together, we move forward always with the People's United Party and the people.
On Monday night, we reported about the decomposed body of a male individual who was found hanging by a tree in a bushy area on the Yokik Road. The body was discovered by a resident of the area who went into the bushes shortly after 3. The male individual was later identified by family members to be 40-year-old Carlos Casanova, who had been missing for over 10 days in San Pedro. At the scene, police found Casanova's social security card and some other personal items. Confirming his identity also was a tattoo on his left arm. Casanova's family had launched an all-out search for him after his landlord noted that he had not been in his room for several days. His family, who are originally from the community of Trinidad here in the Orange Walk district, had traveled to San Pedro to help locate him. In his apartment on the island, they found his wallet and cell phone, prompting an all-out search for their loved one. Today, the fact that Carlos's body, discovered hundreds of miles from where he was last seen in San Pedro, has left his family with more questions than answers.
Yo creo es que la autopsia va a decir algo y entonces vamos a poder saber. Eso es lo único que yo siento. Yo estoy más confundida que nunca. Yo me pasé una semana en San Pedro buscándolo. Y como que se esfumó, puchica, y para que yo escuche que está aquí en Orange Walk. Me dejó muy concernada.
With his wallet and phone found at his home in San Pedro, his family is asking how Casanova made it to Orange Walk town, where he would end up dead miles away from his family home in Trinidad.
Él no avisó a nadie si pensaba venir aquí.
Como yo les dije, como yo les digo, bueno, yo puse y les digo a bastantes, él no llevó su wallet y no llevó su phone. Entonces, no teníamos comunicación con él. No supimos. La única manera que supimos es porque la señora que donde él, donde renta los cuartos, la señora entró y vio raro eso de que pues tiene su wallet, tiene su phone y...
With so many questions surrounding her brother's death, Thelma Corrado says the family is hoping to get closure with the autopsy report.
La verdad que estamos esperando la autopsia. Es lo que estamos esperando, porque están investigando, pero pues no se sabe qué es lo que pasó. Creo que solo la autopsia va a definir qué es lo que más o menos pudo haber pasado, porque pues es muy extraño que yo buscándolo en San Pedro y él apareció acá, ¿verdad? Entonces, yo la verdad yo no les puedo dar información porque yo estoy como ustedes esperando que la autopsia para que la policía me pueda decir qué es lo que pasó.
Casanova's death is currently being investigated by authorities as a death investigation as the exact cause is determined. In other news, in a highly anticipated decision, the Elections and Boundaries Commission, EBC, has ruled that Moses Shine Barrow and Tracy Panton will both be assigned traditional UDP red with different symbols for the upcoming general elections. The unprecedented ruling announced following a meeting on Tuesday has left political observers and party loyalists alike questioning the implications of this unusual decision. The commission, chaired by Oscar Sabido Puga, deliberated over 6 potential options for the allocation of colors and symbols, ultimately opting for a solution that allows both rival factions to utilize the traditionally recognized color of the United Democratic Party. The other options presented included designating a different shade of red specified by RGB or hex code, allowing any color other than red without a symbol, assigning only a symbol with no color, granting traditional red exclusively to Tracy Panton, or reserving it solely for Moses Shine Barrow. With the election only 22 days away, the decision has fueled speculation about the potential impact on voters and the future of the party. Will this shared color lead to voter confusion, or will the distinct symbols be sufficient to differentiate between the candidates? The Commission's ruling sets a new precedent, and it remains to be seen if this approach will foster unity or more division within the party. Concern is mounting for the safety of Pauline Megan, a 46-year-old woman from Ontario, Belize, who has been reported missing by her family in Texas, USA. According to reports reaching Ctv3 News, Megan has not been seen or heard from since January 20, 2025. Megan was visiting family in Texas when she vanished. She was last seen leaving a residence on Gatling Street on the aforementioned date. Several weeks have now passed without any contact, leaving her family deeply worried. The Texas Police Department is actively investigating the disappearance and is urging anyone with information regarding Megan's whereabouts to come forward. The family has also issued a plea for assistance and can be reached at 903-798-3116. Any information, no matter how small, could prove crucial in helping locate Megan and ensuring her safe return. Hubert Enriquez, president of the Association of Beneficiaries and Retired Public Officers, made a lone stand outside the Prime Minister's office in Belmopan today, calling for the dissolution of the Public Sector Workers Trust Fund. This protest coincided with a press conference held by the Belize Progressive Movement, BPM, which we told you earlier, of which Enriquez is the claimant, though he was conspicuously absent from that event. The Public Sector Workers Trust Fund was established, as mentioned before, by the government of Belize to provide compensation to public sector workers affected by a salary increment freeze imposed between 1995 and 1997. The government of Belize was designated by a court of law as the settler of the trust. Enriquez's protest today was aimed at pressuring Prime Minister John Briceño to dissolve the fund. However, the demonstration failed to garner significant support, with only 3 individuals accompanying Enriquez in his protest.
Well, we are continuing our protest because not much has happened over the past few months. But we were here, I believe last year, early last year, middle of last year. Since then, things have happened in the sense that the government had seen fit to appoint a protector of the trust in the person of the financial secretary. But since that appointment, there's been nothing done really. And it was a good move that the government made, because the protector actually takes control of the trust. But there's nothing he has done since his appointment. It was in October of last year. And so we are concerned that even though there has been some movement, nothing has substantially happened to change where we are with the trust. Well, the protector needs to take control. And for instance, he can stop the trust from utilizing the funds of the trust. He can call meetings of the various parties to advise on what's going to be his moves and to discuss it. He can also issue instructions to the trustees who are there right now. He can actually also name new trustees to the board of the trust. So these are things that can be done, and we don't understand why he hasn't done anything. Ostensibly, he has pointed for that reason, but really and truly, we don't know why he's not functioning.
A further protest is planned for tomorrow in Belize City. There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Escape to paradise. Centaur is giving you the chance to win an unforgettable getaway at the breathtaking Orchid Bay Resort. Picture this: a stunning beach and a relaxing poolside retreat. One lucky winner will enjoy an overnight stay for 2, plus a delicious breakfast, all courtesy of Orchid Bay Resort. How to enter? Sign up for any Centaur service or stay up to date with your payments for a chance to win. Live raffle draw on April 16th on Despierta Belize show. Enter now to win with Centaur.
Nation building is a task for giants. Your People's United Party government is strong, united, and committed to building Belize. In 2018, the poverty rate was at 52%, over 200,000 Belizeans living in poverty. As we near the end of 2024, the poverty rate has been cut in half, from 52% to 26%. By investing in our tourism product, government created thousands of new jobs. By believing in our people, government created opportunities for Belizeans to pull themselves out of poverty and to build better lives for themselves and their families. This government is putting in the work, rebuilding the economy, growing the nation, developing our people. Together, we move forward always with the People's United Party and the people.
At the helm of the office of the Prime Minister for 4 years, John Briceño has consistently demonstrated leadership through service. He is a tireless worker and leads by example. He is more comfortable on the ground with his people than he is behind a desk. He is a man of action, a man of his word. He listens because he really cares. He's compassionate and kind. And more than anything, he believes in the people of Belize, in their resilience, in their strength, and in their goodness. True leadership in the office of the Prime Minister for 4 years. And the work continues. We move forward always. One people, one Belize.
Together, on the blessings of the Creator, we shall continue to reach to higher heights and move ever forward.
Belize Bank has issued a public alert warning customers about fraudulent social media profiles attempting to scam individuals by promising fake prizes. According to the bank, scammers have been impersonating its official accounts, encouraging users to click on malicious links to claim rewards. Belize Bank has made it clear that it will never request personal or private information such as credit card details, PINs, users' names, or passwords through links or social media messages. In its statement, the bank urged customers to remain vigilant and follow these security guidelines. 1. Avoid clicking on suspicious links shared on social media or in emails. Contact Belize Bank through BBL, Assist in Digital Banking, or call 227-7132 for verification. Use a trusted device to register for soft token to enhance account security. Belize Bank in its release says it continues to monitor fraudulent activity and advises customers to report any suspicious messages or profiles to help prevent cybercrime. The Corozal Lions Membership Branch Club is taking a significant step to raise awareness and support for children battling cancer. Recognizing the importance of addressing this critical health concern, the club has announced its inaugural Childhood Cancer Awareness Walk scheduled for this Saturday, February 22, 2025 in Corozal Town. Childhood cancer, defined as cancer developing in children between birth and 14 years of age, is not a single disease but encompasses a range of different cancers. These include, but are not limited to, leukemia, brain and spinal cord tumors, cancer of the bone and tissue, and retinoblastoma. Lisbeth Ucan, president of the Corozal Lions Membership Branch Club, told us that the walk, a first for the club, aims to bring the community together to raise awareness and show solidarity with children and families affected by childhood cancer.
Pues, como siempre en Lions, nosotros cada mes tenemos que dar reportes de las actividades que hacemos, proyectos y todo lo que hacemos se informa. Entonces, estos, como vino, que es el mes de cáncer, entonces yo tomé la iniciativa de ir a hablar con el personal del hospital. Hablé directamente con Mr. Riverol, Roger Riverol, con Ms. Tricia Pérez y con Mr. Emir Castañera. Con esas tres personas tuvimos una reunión y discutimos, les planteé el plan que tenemos y estuvieron de acuerdo y me brindaron el apoyo. Es colaboración con ellos que vamos a estar haciendo. Eso es primera vez, sí. Va a ser este sábado, 22 de febrero, a las 6 de la mañana. El line-up empieza a las 5:30, ya para que la caminata empiece a las 6 de la mañana. ¿Por qué razón?
The community is encouraged to participate by wearing yellow, the designated color for childhood cancer awareness. The walk will commence in front of the Corozal Town Hall at 6 a.m. The route will proceed south onto 1st Street, turn onto 7th Avenue, then down to 1st Avenue, and finally onto 4th Avenue before returning to the Corozal Town Hall. And in a final piece of news, the Development Finance Corporation, DFC, recently held a project launch event to celebrate the official signing of its 9th consolidated line of credit with the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB. This agreement secures $20 million in affordable financing aimed at bolstering key sectors in Belize, including agriculture and industrial credit, education, mortgage finance, including housing and energy efficiency, renewable energy. The 9th consolidated line of credit will strategically allocate $20 million to promote economic growth, sustainability, and improved access to financing in Belize. The funds will be invested as follows: $9 million supporting MSMEs, businesses with up to $30 million in annual gross sales, $4.5 million for expanding mortgage financing to enhance home ownership opportunities, 4.5 million for investing in tertiary education to make higher learning more accessible, and 2 million for advancing renewable energy and energy efficiency for a greener future. This line of credit aligns with CDB's regional objectives of poverty alleviation and employment generation, as well as the government of Belize's goals for human resource development. The partnership between CDB and DFC underscores a shared commitment to driving economic growth, improving livelihoods, and fostering a sustainable future for Belize. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's newscast. We invite you to join us for another newscast tomorrow, Wednesday, February 18th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at www.ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/Ctv3 Belize News or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.
Escape to paradise. Centaur is giving you the chance to win an unforgettable